Hey y'all. Good evening, good evening, good evening. I don't want to hold y'all long. I just want to hop on real fast and say happy hump day. Hey, allegedly. And also, happy International Women's Day. Charlie always got a day for something, don't it? But I figured I was like, okay, okay, okay. And there's a reason why I am saying happy International Women's Day, right? Hey, Chlorio, I heard a video earlier from Miss Alfredo. And I also heard a video from Rose Bennett, aka Skiller, right? Hey EJ. Now, um, let's start with Miss Alfredo. Miss Alfredo has been a long time subscriber of mine, and thank you so much, Miss Alfredo. In case y'all didn't see, Miss Alfredo's got a channel. In case you guys didn't know, and I'm talking about Alfredo Gross. Um, and Miss Alfredo calls herself grandma. I think she's 70-ish years young or whatever. But she says that she is aging out of the beef sector. She left a comment under my video, hey True Black, and then I heard her do a little short 2-minute video saying she's aging out of the beef sector, and she was saying that clearly the sector's changed. All of the internet has changed. It's just taking a change from the worst, right? But she said some of the stuff going on around here she does not want to be a part of, and even if she wanted to be a part of it, she feel like she's too old for it anyway, right? Now we know that yeah, she's got a channel, and so the name of her channel is Alfreda Gross, ALFREDA GROSS. That's the name of her channel, right? And so, but her channel's still up in case you guys want to check her out. And so, but like she says, she feel like she getting too old for a lot of the stuff that's being said these days. And honestly, I feel the same way. Because some of the stuff we talked about it the other day, some of the stuff coming out of the mouths of not only younger people on here, but people that are older than me, some of the things that people follow behind, some of the things I don't know if they are just I'm hoping that they are just acting like they are, just mindless followers, aka zombies or whatever you want to call it. I heard somebody else use the term zombie. Who was that? Ness? I think she used the term zombie. I watched her video. Um, and she used the term zombie. She felt like she was grossed out by a lot of the people that follow behind demons, right? And so, hey Dabna. And so but I feel Miss Alfreda, you know what I mean? And I've told you guys when I took that long break during the holidays, it was hemisphere it was hard for me to come back on. Because I really am just not interested in some of the mess, right? So that's why I was like, I don't beef anymore. I just do my commentary. You know what I mean? And so, a lot of people I've noticed don't like my commentary, but it is what it is. It ain't changing my ideas or mind. I am not a mindless follower. I am not a sheep. But it's very interesting when you get back to what Miss Alfredo said. Hey, KK, get back to what Miss Alfredo was saying. It is very disheartening when I see women of a certain age, around my age. I am in my 50s, starting at 40 years old and above. If you are still placating these demons, whether you're just don't have anything else going for yourself except drama, even at that age, in my opinion, you really have to consider, you know, what what is what is leading you to take this seriously, right? That's my question, right? Because let's take the mindless follower, the AKA zombie, right? There are a couple of women on here that are a lot older than me. I'm talking over 60 years old, right? And they hop on panels, and I'm hoping that they're playing, that they're just this invested into this thing that's going on called the beef sector. Because if they are not just playing or acting like they're playing along, and they're really disinvested, then you really have to question the term. And the term that I'm talking about is people say with age comes wisdom, right? But clearly, listening to some of the older ladies around here, age does not equate wisdom, not for all of us, right? And so, like I said, I can understand where Miss Alfredo is coming from. And also, Miss Alfredo, if you listen to this video or you listen to it in the future, I am praying for you, health wise and life wise, and just in general, right? I'm praying for you, right? And not even just in general, right? In case you never, pop on one of my lives again or anybody else's, whether you even click on, I hope you hear that I'm praying for you, and not for a bad reason, for all things good, right? Because you have to be a certain type of person to even live as long as you have lived. Okay, and I can only hope that I am that type of person. Hey, Kim, right? And so, but I thought it was very, it really got me to thinking, when I heard her say what she said, and like I said, she even wrote that under my comment section, and I agree with it, because some of this stuff, it goes from bad to worse. Uh, and like I said, I was so disheartened by the stuff, some of the stuff, a lot of the stuff that I heard, this past weekend. We already talked about that. And it really makes you think about what the future holds for people, right? When you have a certain group of people that don't see anything wrong with saying some of the things that they're saying and moving some of the ways that they're moving and falling behind demons, you really have to question what's going on in society, right? Because you got people on here doing whole humiliation rituals, right? And I'm not gonna keep y'all long. Hey, food junkie. Food junkie says that Olivia, like I always say, all these people are exactly who they show us they are, no matter what age. You are absolutely right, food junkie. You are absolutely right. And the reason why I agree with that, food junkie, is because they are behind a computer screen or a phone screen or whatever, right? And when you are behind a device such as this, it lowers your inhibitions, right? And it will really show you um the character and or integrity of a person, right? Now you hear a lot of people saying, it's just for the entertainment, which is true. It's just, a long time ago. Oh, I'm still doing my commentary. You know what I mean? And so, but I was talking about Miss Alfredo. So good evening, Miss fellow Nomad here. Thank you, Samara. No, I sound like I'm leaving. No, I guess you came in late. I was talking about Miss Alfredo. I'm still gonna do my commentary. I sure am. Long time ago, Tracy said years ago, YouTube is real, right? Y'all remember her saying it? Hit the one if you remember. Tracy saying YouTube is real. YouTube is real life, or whatever she said like that, right? Now I gave it. I thought that was a good little kiki years ago when she said that, and I didn't understand what she meant by that at the time, that she said that, right? But have things, but the way that things have transpired, y'all remember that? The way that things have transpired around here, leads me to believe that Tracy was telling the truth, because for a lot of people, YouTube um really is real life. And what I mean by that is, what I said a few minutes ago, responding to Food Junkie. The way that people act on here really lets you know exactly who they are. That's why it was so disheartening to me when I heard those young women saying the things that they said. Well, in one breath, they're saying the most gross, deplorable things that you can say. Number two, they were acting like it was nothing wrong with it because they didn't know any better. Because when you know better, hopefully you do better. And number three, thinking that it was okay. Well, I just said it, nothing wrong with it, thinking that you know better. Do it. Oh no, number three was proclaiming that they are protecting their children, that they are good mothers. Right? That's what number three was. In one breath, you're saying the most deplorable things that you can say, and not only them. It's not only them. And so, now maybe some of those girls aren't even as young as I think they are. Maybe this just how uh, they've moved all their lives. You know what I mean? Because it's hard, uh, to really tell somebody's age on here. Like people think I'm a lot older than I am on here. You know why? Because I have a lot of wisdom and discernment, and I know that it come. You guys can sense that about me, right? And demons don't like that, honey. They don't like. They don't like. They don't like that. They also don't appreciate the spiritually righteous. Okay. And we see a lot of demons floating around here, like I said, wrapped around in snakes' clothing. Okay, and and then, that came abundantly clear for me. Now we're gonna move on to Rose Bennett, cause AKA Skillet. Let's move on to Rose Bennett, right? So the other day, my boy, like I said, I heard Rose's, um, if you're older, it makes it a lot worse. Absolutely, you are absolutely right about that. You are absolutely right about that. I absolutely agree. If you are, I'm gonna say even 40 years of age and older, and you are still a zombie or a mindless follower, you really need to sit down and get you a pen and a piece of paper, draw a line down the middle of it, and be honest about the pros and cons in your life. Okay, so that you could try to realize, where you've gone wrong, right? Now, for a lot of young people, it's unfortunate. Now we have a lot of young people, especially black people in the black community. We know that we when it comes to education, right? A lot of black people, when it comes to their children, they leave the child's education up to the school system, right? And if you guys have been now, the public school system in general these days is absolutely doing a disservice to our children. Let me say that, right? Because see, when I was in school and I went to public school, they taught us critical thinking skills, right? They taught us individuality, but but turn around, fast forward to this day and age, um there is something different. You're right about that, Tiffany. They don't even teach you individualism, right? They don't teach you critical thinking skills. They are teaching our children to be mindless followers. And if you don't have a hand in their education, and you're leaving it solely on you're laying it in the lap of the public school system or either the private school system, right? School system in general. They are teaching your children to be these mindless followers, these zombies, right? And let me give you an example of that. Like I said, they no longer teach critical thinking skills. And one perfect example of them no longer thinking critical thinking skills is they have you guys ever heard of the core math, that new math that they're doing around here? A couple of years ago, I think a lot of years ago now, my nephew got it. I think he's like maybe in the third or fourth grade, and he started talking about this new math, this core math, right? And they teach the way that they teach the kids math these days. It's not like straightforward and to the point. That's the reason why they call it, yeah, common core. That's what I'm talking about. That common core math that they try to teach the kids how to do math the way that a computer does math. You don't have to. They don't want them to put any common sense or any thought into it. They want them to follow a common core set of rules, right? And those rules, the way that they doing it is they want your child to think, when it comes to problem solving like the computer problem solves, right? They're doing it for a reason, right? Getting them used to being even more dependent on AI, on artificial intelligence. That's what they're doing, right? Let me read this. It's funny. Once again, I a lot of these folks don't change their behavior on or offline. You're absolutely right, food junkie. I agree. Just look at the private info being exposed. Or you're absolutely a food junkie. I agree with you. You preaching to the choir, sir, because I absolutely agree. You're absolutely right. I absolutely agree. Common Core math teacher told my son his answer was incorrect because she divided using long division. And exactly, EJ. And the reason why I brought up that core math is because I tried to teach my nephew in the same way. He had some homework. I tried to teach him the way that I was taught to do. It wasn't even a division. It was time multiplication. I tried to teach him to problem solve the way that I was taught to problem solve a multiplication table. And the teacher sent a note home saying that wasn't the way that they teach the students. They use the common core way of problem solving, and it wasn't correct. Basically, I mean, you're going all around the world to get to the same answer instead of critically thinking about the straightforward answer. Right? That's for a reason. They do math like that in India. They turn out lots of energy. I understand that, but see, here's the thing. But you are taking out critical thinking skills. I'm not saying the only thing I don't like about it is you're taking out common sense. I'm not even gonna say critical thinking skills. I'm gonna say common sense because when it comes the way that you get say you're on square the A square, right? You're on square A and you want to get to square C, right? Now, common sense gonna tell you to go just straight in a straight path. It's all in a straight line. A, B, and C. You gotta pass B to get to C, right? And it's all in a straight line. But when it comes to common core, you gotta go all around the world and circle back around again just to get to C when you just could have walked straight to C. If that makes any sense, you know. So anyway, um, that's one example of them not teaching our students critical thinking skills. Another example, when it comes to individualism, they don't even want to teach them individualism, or even competition when it comes to one another, because competition builds character. Right now, when it comes to competition, we know that in certain activities, everybody gets a trophy, whether you win or you lose. Everybody get a trophy, right? That is not teaching them to compete with one another. All right. That is not teaching them to strive for excellence in their sport. And when you strive for excellence in your sport, you have to be disciplined. It takes a certain amount of self-discipline to excel in a sport. Everybody don't get a trophy for losing because you're not excelling in that sport. You're simply playing the sport, you're playing it badly, and you still get a trophy. Now that don't make sense to me, right? And so another thing is they don't even teach our children to do cursive writing anymore. If you can't sign your name on a contract and you're just printing your name on a contract, anybody can come duplicate the print that you put down on that contract, right? The reason why you learn to write in cursive in the first place, the reason why you, even if you learn to sign your name, is because that is your individual signature, right? Nobody can duplicate yours. Now some people are excellent at duplicating. But if you are what do they call those people that can tell the difference between the writings and stuff like that? If you know how to analyze that, you can tell the difference. There's always a telltale sign, right? But if you're dealing with print, that's not even a signature, right, EJ? That's not a signature. That is no individualism, you know? No individualism at all. That's beyond me. You can be printing your name, and especially when it comes to a lot of people, right? You're not even reading the fine print when it comes to a contract or even just something simple, right? And you could be signing your life away and don't even realize it. And then after you realize it, you done printed. Even if you realize it after you done printed your signature, it's too late. Okay? It's too late. You already done printed your name on there, and they can duplicate that over and over again. Miss G says, so you're not even being taught to be individual, or when it comes to your own identity, you really have to think about why that's going on. They're creating a whole generation of zombies. And this has been going on for a couple of generations now, because I've been out of school for a very long time. Miss G said, I'm sorry, dropping from the bushes. They need to learn critical thinking. Yes, we were taught critical thinking skills of today's world. In our time, we were learning to be among one another, but that's not what they are against. Yeah, they are against that sort of thing these days. I agree with you. Absolutely. Mhm. Right. My sister-in-law taught my niece cursive writing after they stopped. Yes, yes, we've had to do that too, Tiffany Love. Absolutely. You could be signing your freedom away, child. You could be signing yourself back into slavery and don't even realize it. Okay. By the time you realize that your name already on the contract, right? But you printed it, so what you gonna do about it? Child. Child. I had to teach my kid cursive, old school math. The teacher wrote me. Yeah, did she write you too, Mr. G? Did you know what I'm talking about? I was told that I was teaching him the wrong way because I was teaching him old school math. I was like, oh, child, really? I was offended. I really was. I was offended. I had to buy my son and daughter a cursive writing book. I'm glad she said that. My daughter was pretty good at writing, but my son wasn't getting it. I'm gonna tell you what I did tomorrow. I didn't even buy the cursive writing book, and you can get them off Amazon or anywhere. What I did was I just went to Google and pulled up the alphabet written down in cursive and printed it off, and they practiced their cursive writing skills like that. I didn't even buy a book. I just printed it, straight from Google. And bought one of those those books we used to have in school where there were it was like the red line and then the other red line and then the dotted line in the middle. Now I did buy that. I found that at I think I found some at a Dollar Tree or something like that. You're speaking facts, Miss O. Um, I wish I wish I could homeschool my grandkids, because they're dumbing us down. Yeah, so we won't even notice it. How to survive. You're absolutely right about that, Kim Kim. Turning people into walking and talking, living, breathing zombies. You know, and it's just not only on the internet. The internet is so influential, and people are such followers. Look at what happened in the state capitol. What they call it, January 6th. Now, if that wasn't a group of zombies, I don't know what was. Who was it last week or 2 weeks ago? They had an attack at a police training school or something like that. They were trying to they were in armed combat against police officers or something like that in Atlanta. I was like, what in the world is going on here? Child. Mm, mm, mm. Yes, the world is getting worse. That's a good idea, Miss O, because my son is the oldest. Thank you for that idea, and I found the cursive. Yes, yes, yes. Samar, just you don't even you could just print it off of like I said, Google, and buy one of those little books, and let them. You know how we used to do have to trace and practice, and but if you buy the books, that's fine too. Just teach them. If you don't teach them nothing else, child, teach your kids how to sign their name, not print their name, sign their name. I mean, my goodness, great. They don't even teach them to Oh, and also they don't teach them to read an analog clock anymore. Back in the day we used to have to memorize people's numbers. Even I'm guilty of not memorizing a whole lot of numbers anymore. I just put up the number on my phone. So I'm guilty of that. Back in the old days, you had to write it down, and keep it with you, or memorize it. You don't have to do that no more. Just so much has changed for the worse, in my opinion. You know, and also they've dumbed down people's moral compass, right? When it comes to the internet, and people say the most deplorable things, they make it seem, because everybody's saying it, they think it's cool to say it. You know what I mean? Everybody is this way or that way, so they think it's cool to be this way or that way. It's okay to have low to no more compass at all. It's not okay. It's just not okay. You know. And so when you hear something, that's really letting you know that, hey, maybe it's time for me to take a step back because this ain't entertainment no more. Because this is messing with me and my spirit. That says a lot, you know. And so that's why I was like, well, let me come on here and say a few words to Miss Alfredo to just let her know I know exactly where she's coming from because I do. But like I got sidetracked on that cursive writing thing. Sorry about that, y'all. Let me get back. But now you got Miss Alfredo on one end of the spectrum saying, you know what, I done aged out of this thing. I can hardly handle this right here, the way that this is going. This is devolved, and I don't want to be a part of it. And if I could be a part of it, I don't want to be a part of it. You know what I mean? I feel like I done got too old for this. It ain't that you done got too old, Miss Alfred. It's just that it's just it's cringy now. Seriously, ugh. But chest. But anyway, you got Miss Alfred on that on one end. Then you got Skillet, aka Rose Bennett, on the other end. Now the other day was the video that I saw. She was you know, first I heard that they said that she denounced God, right? So she got on her video today and said that she wasn't denouncing God and she know that God has been with her. She was angry with him for a while, but she wasn't denouncing God. She was denouncing the quote evil spirits that were, attacking her body, attacking her health, right? But I got to thinking about that. I'm saying, so you this fake charlatan, whatever, was supposed to be a reader or whatever, right? You let her tell you this thing to say, and you said it without question, without thinking about it first. The tongue is a mighty weapon, right? When it comes to blasphemy and the things that come out of your mouth, you have to be careful, all right? Because it is possible to speak a thing into existence, right? So you felt like you was denouncing one thing, but you were actually, everybody else heard you denouncing God. That says a lot about either you didn't understand what was going on, or you was just saying something to just try to sound cool at the time or something. But my thing is, you are too old to be acting like that. You are too old to have to turn around and do a video where you crying and saying, I didn't denounce God. I was denouncing these evil things attacking my body. It's right. Words are spells. Words turn into spells. You're absolutely right, EJ. So why would you, if you didn't understand or even agree with, the things that girl was telling you to say, why would you even take a chance and let that come out of your mouth, Rose? Because you too old for that. You can speak a thing into existence. Okay? you know and everybody get angry with God sometimes, and everybody question God sometimes as to why. That is a selfishness, a humanness in us. I get a disease. She's talking about disease. you know and you too old to act like that. That's the reason why I brought it up. You're too old to have done that. Okay? Because you got more years behind you than you do in front of you. So why would you even take a chance? Even a girl, it just don't Rose, it don't sound right. You older than me. You ought to know better than that. I mean, like, really. And why are you on acting like this anyway? You done triumphed over disease in your colon cancer, I think you said. The loss of all your loved ones. You still here. Don't you know by now if you still here is for a reason? Did she say, I think she said she had several in the teens surgeries, abdominal surgeries. You done survived all of that. So you taking all of those blessings and you pretty much just spitting on all those blessings, all that God has done for you for this thing right here. Now I don't know. Now see, I think that some older people on here are on here because they are lonely, right? You need to find you something else to do when folks got you on here, when you following behind these younger fools, younger than you fools, and you trying to keep up with them. That means it's time to find something else to do. Okay? Especially when you get that age. I don't understand that you might be lonely or whatever. But don't you know how to go out and interact with people? I heard you was taking people to court. All of this and all of that is out of order, Rose. You are too old to be acting like this. What are you doing? You need to follow Miss Alfredo's lead. That's what you need to do. Okay? You ought to be shaming yourself acting like this out here at your age. Okay? Because I know you older than me. You know. And just cause you lonely, it don't mean that you can't build yourself a tribe even at your age. That don't make no sense. You have to explain the fact that I didn't denounce God. Pretty much that you misunderstood. But like that tongue, Rose, you are old enough to know, girl, that tongue is a powerful weapon. Okay, it can be used for you or against you. Okay, you let these people walk you into blaspheming against God. And then you want to turn around and say, well, I didn't do that. I was talking about this, that, and the other. Now, so all of these people, you telling all of these people that you didn't do one thing, you was trying to do another thing. So what does that say about your discernment and the wisdom that you are supposed to have at your age? That don't sound right. And why are you coming on here making excuses for anything, especially when it comes to a situation of that nature? I don't even understand. But like I said earlier, with age does not always come wisdom. Okay? But see, here it is the end at the end of the day, Rose, you must have thought about it because you know at the end of the day, you know all that your God has done for you. Okay? And you know the power of the tongue because you lifted up that Bible you had sitting in front of you. Now, either you a demon and you felt like people was questioning too much, they was frowning upon you for denouncing God because you really knew what you was doing, or you really are not a wise, discerning woman at all at your age. You are just simply old. You have not gotten old and wise. You have just simply gotten old. Either way, it ain't right. Either way, it's not right. And why do you even have time to be taking somebody to court for nonsense? I talked about it the other day where you got all these JJ bad people on here, and at the end of the day, they still trying to they when they feel like they can't take it no more, or their snake skin is really thin. You know, they're really offended by words that somebody spoke to them over the internet. What do? They run to the man. Let me call the police and let me go to court. I mean, do you feel embarrassed, like trying to get a case against somebody over something that somebody said on the internet? Really? Mm, okay. There's absolute power in the tongue. Hmm. Mm. But seem well aware of what I really felt like she was aware of what she was saying too. Like I really do. And because she know better. I guess she wanted to be accepted in the moment or whatever. Now, why you are that age of wanting to be accepted, feel the need for acceptance by anybody on the planet is beyond me. But see, that is how a lot of old people get scammed and humiliated and manipulated on here because I said, remember, age does not always equate wisdom or discernment. And that is a scary thing to me. Because all the elders that I have ever known in my life were wise and discerning. This right here, this is snip. Okay? And I spend many a days around older people like that. That's probably why I sound older than I am. Now, I ain't no young spring chicken, but child, I ain't no old fart that's not wise and discerning either. Okay? Child. Mm-mm. But that tongue, no ma'am. No ma'am. Mm-mm. Lord have mercy on her soul. That's the point I'm trying to make, Miss Kimmy. That's the point I'm trying to make. Lord have mercy on her soul, child. These show ain't the same elders. You got that right, EJ. They are not the same elders. No matter. Like I said the other day, I think that I know for sure I am, but a lot of us are cut from a different type of cloth, and so yeah. hmm But girl, you gotta do better than that. They want to come out here with tears in your eyes trying to walk it back. Like I said, either you just a demon that's done got old, okay, and you heard a lot of people really shocked at what you said, so you trying to walk it back because you don't want nobody to see your real demonic face, or either you are not discerning or wise at all to let somebody talk you with or walk you through letting those words come out of your mouth, and then you want to turn around and act like you didn't understand what was going on. Well, you know you too old to act like you didn't know what you were saying. In the first place. That's just how I feel about it. I'm just saying, child. Mm-mm, mm-mm, mm-mm. So, like I said, once again, I don't blame Miss Alfredo. All right, because I can't. Like I cannot. Oh, child. That's the reason why I said I don't beef no more. I do my commentary. hmm I do my commentary. hmm But the way I mean, I hear so much stuff these days. I don't even want to talk about a lot of it, if that makes sense. And I won't talk about a lot of it. You know what I mean? It's because I don't even mention a whole lot of these demons running around in snakes' clothing. These I don't even want to say their name. Okay, so that pretty much that cuts out a lot of commentary that I could be doing, because I don't even want to say their name. I refuse. I flat out refuse. hmm I know that's right, Tiffany. I absolutely agree with that. Don't make no sense. This guy, I was really like, I'm like, oh my goodness, oh my goodness. Then I seen a video where she crying and I'm like, girl, oh Lord, you know better. I'm exhausted. I was like, I couldn't, cause nope, there's no excuse for that. No excuse for the way that not only her, not only when it comes to Rose, there are a lot of women, like I said, older than me, on her acting like that. You gotta be ashamed of yourself. For real. And what I mean by you ought to be shaming yourself is you ought to be shaming yourself. You are too old to be following behind anybody, especially somebody younger than you. Like, how dare you? Like, what is wrong with you? Child, I wish I would. Well, I don't even wish I would. I know I'm not. Okay? Don't even sound right. And you got so many gutter snipes around here. This is ridiculous. I heard one demon gutter snipe say, well, I'm not ghetto because I wasn't raised in the hood. Okay. But you're still a gutter snipe. Okay. If you was living on in Beverly Hills or somewhere, the way that you act and present yourself, the way that your countenance is, coupled with the fact that you cat piss crazy, yeah, you a gutter snipe. I don't care what your address was. Okay, you still a gutter snipe. Don't be fooled. Okay. Now remind y'all, I said I've been saying for a couple of days, birds of a feather flock together. Child. And if you are trying to impress a demon wrapped in snake's clothing, no matter your age, you really need to consider what it is that you're doing. I'm just saying, it's just a little food for thought. You're still a gutter snipe. Okay? There are gutters in all of America. We're just going to keep it to America. You know those things with the rain go down? Gutters on the side of the road? You're a gutter snipe. A gutter snipe is the sludge. The snipe is at the bottom of the gutter. You're a gutter snipe. That's where you're dwelling. You're the sludge at the bottom of the gutter. Uh-huh. There are gutters in every area code, honey. Mm-hmm. Mhm. Yeah. Mhm. They they've gotten rid of their cable and just watch sectors all the time. Well, now see, I mean, like they say it's cheaper, but if you watching this thing on a loop 24/7, shoot, no wonder you turn it into a zombie. You don't have no outlet, okay? Or did you let go of your cable so you can afford to pay to be a zombie, a mindless follower, to be a 2.99? I'm just saying. Mm, I'm just saying. Some of the stuff is deplorable. It just is what it is. Period. hmm It's just how I feel about it. hmm Right. It is. I mean, if you allow EJ, it can be. I mean, you're right about that. To watch YT all the time on a loop every day, day in and day out. Oh my God, that'll turn your brain to mush. That is not healthy. Mm, mm, mm. And some people really take this thing to heart because you got whole. Do you realize you got content creators out here competing with themselves? They think they're competing with somebody else and they gotta win, but they really the only competition that's going on really is in their own brain because other content creators ain't paying no attention to them. So okay, think about that. Wrap that around your mind. They think they in competition. They think they gotta win, but the only person that's really winning when it comes to the YouTube platform is YouTube, Google. Those are the winners. Yeah, those are the winners. hmm hmm They paying less and less for people's content. Oh, if you want to donate and you appreciate my content, my Cash App tab is $OracleSpeaks. I appreciate y'all so much for your support. But yeah, I even had to start shouting out my Cash App. I'm like, well, do I really have any like honest appreciation for my content at all? Like I'm like, I mean, I realize I don't go scamming and dry begging and make everything turn into a cash out party, but a little appreciation is nice every once in a while, seeing as how YouTube seeming like they are just very 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 unappreciative sometimes. Miss Olivia, I have my few folks I watch for this very reason. The devil very the devil is absolutely very busy. hmm hmm But folks hold their whole competition by their dang self. Folks are playing chess with themselves, if that makes sense. I ain't never seen nothing like it. Hey, the unfiltered Muffy. I ain't never seen nothing like it. Uh-huh. And I am going to get out of here, but check it out. I am praying. Now, let me say this, and I'm gonna leave. Now I know you guys. I put on my community wall yesterday that apparently Friday, four Americans, Black Americans, had been abducted on the border on a border city in Mexico. Right? I'm sure all of us have heard that story now. Right? So they found two of them alive. The female, the only female that was in, it was four of them. Two were found alive and two were unalive. Right. So the mother, they said the mother had have several children, but she was going down there for a tummy tuck. Right. Now here's the thing about black folks. Here's a perfect example about black folks not reading or researching or doing nothing. If anytime you are leaving out of the country, anytime you are leaving out of the United States of America, you need to do your research. You need to see if there are any travel restrictions or any travel alerts or warnings or anything like that going on before you leave. Because you can end up in a situation like this. The first I heard one report saying that the gangs down there had them mixed up with some rival Nigerian drug dealers, and then they turned around and said that the gangs down there had them mistaken for rival American human traffickers. I'm like, oh my God. I was like, oh, 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 all of this for a cosmetic surgery? And then I saw a report to where one of the victims' mothers was on her talking. One of the male's mothers, she was on her talking, and she said she wasn't giving up hope, but unfortunately, her son was one of the sons gone. I was like, oh my goodness, I felt so bad for them. Child, they was done there trying to buy some. Oh, now some people were saying that too, Seven. Some people were saying that too. Yeah, yeah, yeah. But now the Mexican official said that they in fact found papers to where somebody was down there to have a procedure done. So it's crazy. But folks better start doing that research, you know. And I'm amazed that they even actually went looking for him at all, because we know that there's still been no justice in the Shanquilla Robinson case. Okay, those people that went down there with her and did that to that girl have gone on with their lives. They'd have moved it right along. You know, Shanquilla's family was in Washington along with Ben Crump the other day, demanded that the government do something. Pretty much, basically, they had a rally down there in Washington D.C. because Shanquilla has not even gotten any type of justice for the crime that was, perpetrated against her. The person says, hey, my question is, why did she do her? Why did she do her? Well, you mean why didn't she do her research? And who was she talking to on the internet? She thought she was talking to a. I don't know. I don't know. I need more context, but it seems odd that three men accompanied. I thought about that too. I'm like, So you're right, Tiffany. I will have to agree with that. Very good question. I asked myself that question. I thought at least there were two women and two men. Okay. I could have went for that, but three men and one woman. I'm like, okay, yeah. They was looking for it. Seven. Yeah, that makes sense. hmm It still says something is off. I agree. Research the country before you go. Absolutely. When I went to Mexico to the Black Musical Festival, they told. Hold on, let me go back up and went back down. They told us don't leave the resort area and to walk in a group. Child, I would not ever, 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 ever visit that type of country. hmm They said there's so much violence going on down there. They got severe alerts like you would be like if you were going to was it Korea or Afghanistan or somewhere like that. That's how dangerous that place is to Americans, or Russia or somewhere. That's how volatile it is trying to travel to somewhere like that. I was like, child, mm-mm. It wasn't even a BBL, EJ. They said it was a tummy tuck, child. But I agree. I even find it odd that it's one woman and three men for a tummy tuck. I can see if you had like what do they call it? They call it a surgery buddy, or it's something that they call it when another female will go with you. Maybe she has the procedure done at the same place as you, and she's taking you down there, to get it done, but she's done it at the same place. Is it a surgery buddy, or it's a something that they call it? A situation like that. But three men and one woman, yeah, that's kind of cagey. But I'm glad that the mother, whatever reason she went down there, I'm glad that two of them are here with us, especially the female, because they said she got several kids. But black folks, I mean, look, child, child, do your research. At least read something. Goodness gracious, life I ain't never seen nothing like that in my life. I was like, that was such a doofus way of doing things. I'm like, what? I was confused. But a lot of us have many yeah, many questions. Was it six kids? Yeah, I know they said she had several children. I'm glad she is still, here with us. A surgery buddy. Okay, thank you, EJ. They call it a surgery buddy. Okay, okay. I knew they called it something. You know. Somebody said, "Trust me, Miss O, I will never go again." Oh, you went before my employer, General Motors, and the UAW, are wanting all Americans to not go Mexico. Period. Right? It flashes on our benefits board. Ain't that something, Samara? Child. And wonder how many black folks is gonna go anyway from your company, not paying attention or having common sense enough to realize that, hey, it's flashing on the board. These people ain't lying to y'all. Don't do it. GM ain't lying to you. Don't do it. You're in danger if you do it. Don't even think about it. Mm, sure. Mm-mm-mm. What were they thinking? Exactly what were they thinking? They clearly don't watch the news. Thank you. You'd be surprised how many folks don't watch the news. Sure. Chloe said, I think it was both dudes going down for one thing, and she was like, I can get a tummy tuck too. Right. You know what I mean? Yeah, that makes sense, Chlorio. That makes perfect sense as well. Absolutely. But whatever the case, though, I hate it for those lives that were lost. But I'm glad, they recovered two of the people. I'm shocked because they were a group of honestly melanated people that the government took it seriously at all. I'm just gonna keep it a book. I'm shocked. Because we see what's going on with the Shanquilla Robinson case, which is nothing at all. Okay, the family's still fighting for the small, just a little small look, any type of thing that looks like justice. They're still fighting for that. You know, but people shouldn't take their lives so frivolously or take it so lightly or just. I don't know. I don't even know the word for that sort of thing. Like I said, that whole age and wisdom thing, age of discernment thing is something to it. You can't buy wisdom or discernment at Kroger's. Mm-mm. At your local, or either at your local shopping mall. Mm-mm. Mm. Common sense, critical thinking skills. You can't buy none of that in the store, child. Mm, 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 mm. Why do you say that, Clorio? Because she's a woman of color. She don't have no black in her child at all. Zero. The blackest thing about Kamala Harris is that she went to a HBCU. That's it. That's all. She is not ADOS black at all, child. Mm-mm. Right. You can't be out here living without caution, child. That ought to be common sense. Even if you ain't leaving the states, Tiffany, you can't be living, just out here footloose and fancy free. Even if you ain't leaving the states, you still got to be cautious. Lord, you walk out your door, you need to be cautious. Okay. Mm, mm. Every time I go to Wallingford's, I be looking around. hmm I now have to carry my purse in Wallingford's. In Wallingford's, but better safe than sorry. Yep. I used to get chewed out all the time about not taking my purse with me everywhere I go. I don't get chewed out about that no more. It's a given now. Okay? Better safe than sorry. I'm not against surgery either. I'm against not being safe. I'm not against surgery. The amount of money you are paying for these surgeries, you can use it for eating healthy. Right, in a gym membership, personal trainer. You got that right, El Present child. I want nobody cutting on me anyway. But we live in a very materialistic world. That people judge you by the way that you look, instead of your character or moral compass. And so I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Ooh, you got that right, Chlorio. Child, I be having my escape plan. I be like, I'm going straight through the back, straight through the loading dock area. Okay. Be too well pressing. Child. No, ma'am. Mm-mm. Baby, I'm like a bobblehead. I heard this street. You got that right. Looking all over the place. Can't trust nobody. Sure can't. Tiffany. Tiffany. Hmm. I agree. Yes, a vain world. Thank you. That was the word I was looking for. We live in a very vain world. But I've really, honestly, truthfully never been impressed by none of that stuff. Okay? Honestly. Huh. I don't have time to take too much. I don't do stupid well. I don't do it well at all. I don't do wasting time well. It's just a waste of time to me. Some of the stuff people be thinking about in their heads. Child, anyway, I gotta go. I just want to pop in. I said I am going to get this. What prompted me though, to come on was Miss Alfreda. And Miss Alfreda, whatever your decision, I hope that you are happy in your decision. I hope that you will still drop down at least over here with us nomads from time to time, child. Okay, because you ain't never got to worry about me trying to hang with them young folks over here. Because all that stuff, no, ma'am. Whew, I be scared my tongue gonna fall out of my mouth. So yeah, I can't. I don't even keep up with everybody, and I can't even keep up with everybody in the beef sector, let alone some other sector. Whew, that'll be overload. Yeah, that is too much. So I stay right here doing my commentary, y'all. A little bit of this, a little bit of that, you know. But anyway, y'all, I'm gonna get off here, and I hope that you guys enjoy the rest of your night. I wasn't trying to hold you too long, but I did want to come on here before I went to bed. Seemed like it be getting later and later, don't it? It's cause it's getting harder and harder. I be literally trying to have to force myself sometimes, child. It's getting harder and harder. You have a good night too, EJ. But I'm still here, and I'm still doing it. God dog it. Okay. Y'all, please hit the like button on your way out the door. Please hit that subscribe button on your way out the door. And if you have shown me some support via my Cash App for my channel, I appreciate you. Thank you. Let me thank you in advance. And I haven't even looked yet. But thank you in advance. I love you guys so much for supporting me. It means a lot to me. Okay? It means that I am not coming on here in vain. Now I'm not coming down. Let me just say, if it wasn't for an AdSense check, um, I would be even less motivated. But even the check is not very motivating these days. The one my one motivator, just let me say this, and I'm gonna keep it a buck. I'm gonna keep it all the way real. My one motivator for coming on here and doing these videos when I do, I can honestly say is y'all, because I feel like one day I'm gonna say something that's gonna help. If it'll help even one person, you know, because I could. We all know I can come down here and I can slap you, cuss you, slap out. I can read, roast, gag, and drag. But in the midst of all of that, I still be dropping gems. The trick is anybody gonna pick them up? But if I can say something that'll help even just one person, that is the reason why. Honestly, that is the reason why. You know. Thank you, Tiffany. Said thank you. I know I can count on you for logic. Oh, thank you, Tiffany, so much. Thank you, Chlorio. Everybody can't hear it though, and that's cool. I am not here. We know that I am not the most popular chick around here. Okay, because people don't like my brand of truth, but child, I ain't mad at them. It is what it is. Like I said, you got to watch out for these demons wrapped up in snake skins. Okay, you have to watch because they get irritated when I come on here and do my commentary. Mm, mm. Oh my goodness, real Empress said my GF was on her way to the doctor, and a car was following. She pulled up on him and pulled up on him and spit off. Child, a lot of you, ooh, like you gotta watch your back, your sides, and your front. I'm always closing out with that, y'all. Please don't be out here just like footloose and fancy free. You gotta watch yourself at all times. You know, in the front of you, in the back of you, on the side of you. Look up in the air, look down below. Just watch. Watch your surroundings. Pay attention. Don't walk around with your head in the clouds. There's a mistake, child. But anyway, that's all I got. Like I said, you guys enjoy the rest of your night. I'm gonna talk to you guys later. Miss Alfreda, love you, girl. All right, love you guys too. I'm gonna talk to y'all later. Please hit that like button on your way out the door, and thank you so much for joining me late in the evening like this. I'm gonna talk to y'all later. Bye bye. Peace.